join us. What's up, man?
How's it going? All I want to know in this very moment is Luke Sawhook. Is Luke Sawhook here? If you are, I would love to have you just post a comment.
You're not even like warming up to it. You're just shooting your shot from the.
I'm shooting shots.
As soon as you said that, I was like, "Have you been DMing this guy like all afternoon or what?"
No. But Luke Sawhook, you saw his interviews, man. The dude was down in Nolens.
Yeah. I was following it all week. I was like, "This is awesome fantasy football content." He was down there.
Yeah.
Well, we'll let some people file in, but welcome back to the Sideline Podcast. We were off. We weren't off last week. We say that like we were on vacation or something, but it just schedules did not work out. But we are here tonight, and we're excited that we are on the precipice. The Super Bowl is tomorrow. So, welcome. My name is Kevin Showalter. My co-host, as always, is Jared Booker. That guy, other way, that guy right there. And we are, we're going to talk fantasy football. We're two best friends who love football, fantasy football, and all things sports. A couple weeks ago, we mentioned that we're expanding to not just a fantasy football show, but we're going to talk all things football and sports because we're just a little bit of squirrels, and it's hard to stay focused sometimes on just one topic of fantasy football. And we love all of sports, so And fun thing we're gonna do tonight, and hopefully,
there's Luke Sawhook, bro.
You like send in StreamYards. Yeah, you're awesome.
What's up, bro?
What's up, boys? How we doing?
What's up, dude?
What's good? Are we live right now?
Oh,
we
live,
are.
baby.
What's up? How we doing, fellas? I'm at my I'm in downtown Cincinnati right now. We just went out to a bar.
In Cincinnati.
I am 6 beers deep as advertised, but I promise I will be a good boy and I will not do anything that gets the stream in trouble.
All right. 6 garage beers or something else.
Yeah, what type of
Yeah,
beers?
six garage beers. 6 garage beers, brother.
Okay.
I'm not a sponsor. This is the first time I'm drinking this, but I got a big old box for got to celebrate Jason Kelsey's beer tomorrow. But 95 calories, and look at the color on this thing. It's like,
is that a garage? Wait, hang on. Do you have a garage beer right there?
That you're right here. This is
incredible. I actually have been DMing the people from Garage Beer. I'm trying to actively get them to sponsor me. I don't even have to, guys. Listen, Garage Beer. If you're watching this, you don't have to even give me money. Just send me beer, okay? Just like send me one 12-pack a month, and I'll be a happy lad. I just want some free beer, and it's good beer. I just had 6 of them at the bar. It was great.
Yeah. There you go.
So what are we talking about, boys? You talking about Super Bowl? What are we doing? Fantasy? What's going on here?
We're actually gonna so Booker's got the Super Bowl 57 queued up, and we were gonna revisit the pain and misery. Booker and I actually got to go to that game, and so awesome. we've never watched it as fans. We were there live, but yes, we were planning to kind of watch a condensed version of that game tonight, and hopefully YouTube doesn't kick us off for streaming us. What do you think? You've been creating content longer than us.
Just as some advice so you don't get sued, make sure you pause it at least every minute and talk about it so it's fair use. YouTube is big on fair use, so make sure that you're adding commentary actively so that way the people are watching the video for your commentary and not for the game, if that makes sense.
Fair enough.
Luke Sawhook, man, for the win.
Hey, no problem, boys.
Did Booker send you like 50 DMs today? I mean, this is thanks for jumping on here, man.
Absolutely. Hey guys, you caught me at a great time. I was just taking my slightly tipsy walk back from the bar to my friend's apartment, and I saw the StreamYard link in my comment section. I was like, you know what? I've done on many a fantasy football and NFL related podcast. I can do 6 beers deep. You know what I'm saying? Like just get me on camera. You know, I can run that. It's not a problem.
Maybe
I can run that.
So why don't we do a special? Go ahead, Book. Yeah, I was going to say.
Our trivia with Luke Sawhook. You can be a part of our trivia.
You can be our.
Yeah, sure. Let's run it. Go ahead. Yeah, absolutely.
You ready for that? So do you want to do real quick before we do that, Kevin, do you mind just doing, did you already do the intros? Are we all here?
We're all introed.
Luke, is Luke Sawhook intro? Would you like to throw an intro in there?
Yeah, I'll do my own intro. I don't know. I'm a guy from Fantasy Football Twitter. I make content. Follow me over on Twitter at Luke Sawhook, like the two metal objects was my last name on Twitter. I tweet about my life. I tweet about pretty much everything I do ever, and I also tweet about my fantasy football and NFL opinions. If that sounds cool to you, drop me a follow. If not, that's okay. I'm just here for a good time, not a long time. I'm currently not working with any brands, but I've worked with several in the past. If you like my opinions, drop me a follow. It's a good time. I'm releasing my vlog over on my YouTube from my experience down in New Orleans at Super Bowl Media Week. If that interests anybody, I held an alligator at the media party. That was cool. I interviewed Patrick Mahomes and Saquon Barkley and Travis Kelce and Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni and others. So
did you eat any alligator?
That sounds cool to you, dude.
Did you eat any alligator?
I did actually. They had my favorite media event that I went to outside of the media party and the player press conferences was the media food and beverage preview. Basically, they took us up to a suite at the Superdome, and they cooked up a bunch of food, and the bar was open for the media to go get pictures and B-roll of, and we got to try and eat and drink the food and drinks, and it was incredible. Definitely amazing. And I had alligator sausage there. It was amazing. Seriously, like one of the best things I ate on the trip. It was incredible.
Nice.
That's awesome.
All right, Booker. So why don't you take us away on trivia for Luke? You can be our answer. Full disclosure, sometimes he's going 1912 leather helmet trivia that like none of us have a chance, but
that's okay.
Booker just likes to find a read.
Great.
So this is Super Bowl trivia, so it should be easier.
How far back is this trivia referencing?
This trivia today... Oh, gosh. It's not too far back. You guys should be able to do it.
I'm usually pretty bad with remembering stuff, but I'll try my best. Let's just run it. Let's run it.
All right, here we go.
Rip it.
So here's my little banner. It's trivia time. Here we go, boys. Which two teams are tied for the most Super Bowl losses? Is it A, the Broncos and Patriots? B, Luke already knows. Do you even want me to read the rest of these, or you just got it?
I'm going to go with A, Broncos and Patriots.
You got it. That's absolutely correct.
That's why we have him.
He got that correct, and actually, I guess I should probably have that sitting down here in front of me. Oh wow. Okay. Well, you're absolutely correct. And why did you say that, Luke?
It's actually because I saw an infographic about it on an article by Merriam-Webster Dictionary on Twitter the other day while I was at work. I do the social medias for Grader's Ice Cream full time. Hey Jordan, I'm on the live. No.
Does he want to join? I'm just kidding.
No.
How many people can we get on the stream?
I was at work the other day, and I saw an infographic from Merriam-Webster Dictionary on their Twitter account, and I saw a stat about the Patriots being I don't even said it was tied, but it said they had the most Super Bowl losses, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I kind of remembered. So I feel like I'm basically cheating because I saw that literally yesterday. So we'll see how I do on the rest of these.
I just kind of knew you'd be here, and I wanted to throw you a little underhand.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I was probably going to guess Bills because of the early 90s. You know, that I would have probably went that route, but yeah, I had no idea. So I'm glad we had him here. So anyway, what's question number 2?
Question number 2, fellas. Who was the first team to win the Super Bowl at their home stadium? Was it the Dallas Cowboys in Super Bowl 30, the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 36, the Tampa Bay Bucks in Super Bowl 55, or the San Francisco 49ers in Super Bowl 19?
Man, I don't know this one at all. I feel like it's wrong, but I'm going to guess the Buccaneers.
I feel pretty good about this one.
What do you think, Kev?
I think the Bucks were the first one to do it, and the Rams were the second.
I feel like that might be right.
Both of you are right.
Let's go.
Woo! Nice work.
There we go.
Nice work, fellas. Well, that was not as difficult as one would have thought. So,
Yeah, that wasn't bad, actually. That wasn't bad. Hey, boys, I am going to run because I am at my friend's house and I don't want to stay strapped in here for too long. But, hey, guys, absolute pleasure to join you. You guys are both very fantastic and very nice. I don't know if I follow your personal accounts, just full transparency. I apologize if I don't. But if
That's
I don't
fine.
already, please shoot me a DM after the show's over and I'll follow you guys back. Really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, man.
Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for everyone
You too.
watching. Much love, boys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Thanks, brother.
Have a good night, man.
See ya.
Wow. Well, that was
There you go.
awesome.
You're a legend, dude. Was that why you were wanting to call me before the show? Like, hey, bro, I sent out invites to get on.
No.
Lightmore.
That's actually a good idea, though.
Still,
Maybe I should just
Lightmore's probably
send those-
offended. Go ahead.
They just send links to people like
Come on in. Lightmore's probably a little offended that we didn't. He wasn't our first guest on here,
should we get them on?
not now. But let's Lightmore. Let's officially note this. Maybe in next week or sometime soon. Let's get that man on the podcast.
Yes.
He has been in our chat, in the comments, pretty much every week. So I don't know where TL's at. He's probably already sleeping. But also another one would be fun to have you guys on. So I think let's go ahead and queue up the game again. For those of you just joining, we had the opportunity to go to Super Bowl 57 in Phoenix. Booker and I both attended that game, and neither of us have watched it back since. And so it was a devastating day as an Eagles fan. We're going to watch, recap it, relive the pain, and then hopefully tomorrow we're going to celebrate all day long with some garage beer and some bringing home the Lombardi back to Philadelphia. So did you have anything else you wanted to add before we fire this up?
So I do have, we're going to fire it up. We are going to pause it every once in a while. Luke Sawhook told us that we should probably pause it and let people know that we are streaming this off of YouTube and that you guys are ultimately here to listen to us talk about it and not to watch the game, so that we don't get sued. The other thing is I've queued it up at the start of the fourth quarter. It is condensed, but there's still like 15 minutes of play here. So if at any point we're just like, you know what, let's skip a little bit, we can do that.
I think we'll comment and we can tie it into breaking down. Again, we want to preview the game tomorrow. Lightmore, I love that prediction of 37-34. So yeah, Booker, why don't you fire that up, and then we will jump into previewing. We'll kind of double dip. We'll talk 57 and we'll preview 59.
Sounds good. Here we go. All right. So
one disclaimer on the garage beer. It's good. It's like not even chilled. It's like very not as cold as I need it to be. So I think when it's colder, it will be better. But it's not bad. It's a good product. Jason Kelce, well done. So
I should have sent the link to Jason Kelce. Can you imagine if that dude jumped on?
You're out of control, man.
I am out of control. All right, here we go.
Let me pull up our
on
notes.
the move.
Can you turn the volume down a little bit?
Yep.
Like I was even thinking like almost like no volume, more just seeing it. So we were recap. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say we were here. I can't. This is the
We
first
were
time we've
here.
seen this
Yeah.
since we saw
And
it live.
the Eagles were up double-digit points. They were up 10 points going into the second half. And so obviously the Chiefs have already shrunk down that lead. I don't remember what I was feeling at this point in the game. I think I was optimistic because we were playing really well. What do you remember from this point in the game 2 years ago?
Honestly, the thing that I remember is, oh my gosh. I mean, a quarter is a lot of football to play, but when you are only up 6 points on Patrick Mahomes, that is a scary number to be up on Patrick Mahomes. I mean, it's not like it's a 2-minute drill at this point or anything like that, but like I don't even remember exactly how it only became 6 points. Did the Eagles miss an extra point?
I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look. That's where we were. That does sound right. Or did they go for 2 and not get it? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe they did that. Something that did surprise me, though, and I kind of forgot this as well, just because we've watched a lot of football between then and now. The Eagles marched down on their first drive and scored a touchdown. Like it was like I think we were pretty confident that this was going to be an Eagles win, and
up until late. I mean, yeah. So let's start. So our preview, we were going to start with the coaches, which I think even in this Super Bowl, you could tell it was Nick Sirianni's first Super Bowl. The coaching staff was young. Andy Reid was a grizzled vet. How do you think the coaches match up this second matchup compared to the first one? I think in this game, the Eagles had maybe all three coaches were under 40 years old. And so looking forward to tomorrow, how do you think the coaches match up? Does Sirianni have more surprises for Andy Reid, Spagnuolo this time around?
I think so. I think that Andy Reid is and actually this would be an interesting question. And Ryan Lightmore, I'd be interested in hearing what you have to say. Like, you've got Bill Belichick at the top, but Andy Reid, he's been a solid. Thank you so much, Ryan Lightmore. I do too, man. Andy Reid has been such a solid coach for so long, but I think that Sirianni has got their number. Everything, the stars are aligning for Sirianni, and I think this is a signature win for Sirianni, and things kind of just trend upwards for him from here. And then he stays in Philadelphia for a long time, but Andy Reid will always be a legend.
It's crazy because you see so many stats in both directions. The Chiefs haven't lost a game all year where they've been favored. The Eagles haven't lost a game all year when they've been the underdog. I would say, this route here. So I think again, we're not watching the whole thing. The frustrating thing about this route, the little banana peel thing, is they got us with the exact same play early in the season. But what I did see earlier today is actually Cooper Kupp in the Rams game did the exact same route, and we covered it perfectly. And so I do like that the Eagles' defense is younger, more athletic, to get out there and chase that player down. Not like, I got faked out and I'm not fast enough to get out there. So I think the young, athletic Philadelphia defense is going to be able to cover ground. I would be shocked if we don't see that exact concept tomorrow, because they burned us for 2 touchdowns. Or maybe it was a touchdown and a 2-point conversion we might see here.
Something you won't see tomorrow, though, is Kadarius Toney.
Yep.
You will not see him scoring a touchdown.
Yeah. Which, I mean, they replaced him with Xavier Worthy and some other Hollywood Brown. So, I'd say they've upgraded. It's crazy how different these teams are, but how similar, the cores are very much. I mean, because this is 2 years. This is 2022. We had the Super Bowl last year. And so it's these teams are very much, even somebody like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, he was on the Eagles. He left for a year to go to Detroit. He's back on the team this year. And so, man, I love, like you were talking there about Nick Sirianni. Yes, he can be stubborn, like Lightmore just said, but he's coached situationally a lot better this year. So he used to be like a Dan Campbell, just going for it on every 4th down. He's a little more calculated with when he's going for it, and I think he's leaning into that defense. So let's we kind of touched on coaches. Let's go. So, a lot of times in these matchups, they say, Jalen Hurts versus Pat Mahomes. Well, quarterbacks don't play each other. So those aren't actually in the legacy. That's why we debate it. But in the actual game, it's Mahomes versus the Eagles defense, Hurts versus the Chiefs defense. So let's start with Patrick Mahomes versus the Eagles defense. I believe the Eagles had a top 10 defense in 2022. We broke the sack record for, I think we had 5 guys with double-digit sacks, the most sacks all time. You could fact check me on that. But we had a good defense. This year, the Eagles have the number one defense in the league, as well as the number one rushing attack. That is how you win playoff games. That's how you win Super Bowls. And so, how do you think? Again, you can sort of throw out everything that has happened until this point, but also the Chiefs' offense being a lower volume offense. Oh, beautiful play, Jalen. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. This year the Chiefs' offense has been pretty lackluster, and so, but this is one game for all. So, do you think the Mahomes versus the Eagles defense, who's going to win that? Who's going to win that matchup?
Well, one thing I do want to say before I answer that, I'm going to pause this here real quick. As Luke Sawhook said, we're streaming this from YouTube. It is an abbreviated fourth quarter for Super Bowl 57. We're just trying to narrate and kind of make our comments because Kevin and I were both there. And try to compare a little bit to maybe what will happen tomorrow. But the main point of us showing this is because we're trying to kind of refresh about what happened last time. But let's not get it twisted. The main reason people are here to listen to our beautiful voices. So I do want to say that, and then we'll continue here. So you're saying either Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts, correct?
Well, we're starting with Mahomes. So how do you think Mahomes and the Chiefs offense, which is a sort of a down year, the Eagles defense is the best in the NFL? So does that play out the same? Or does Mahomes say bump all of that? Like, this is a Super Bowl. Oh, this one burns, man. Can you rewind?
Yep.
So I heard Sirianni come out and say this was pretty much this play right here changed the game. So this is 3rd and 2. I believe he came out and said that he wishes he would have went for this on 4th down. So let's see what happens here. I think maybe they lose a yard. Is this one Jalen rolls left and throws out of bounds?
I believe so.
Yeah. So Sirianni said this is the play he wishes in the 4th quarter he doesn't punt this away at 4th and 2. Now, I also remember after this game that the punter, again, we don't want to throw people under the bus, but the punter, I don't know the technical terms here, but he punted it in a way that the coverage was not set up to defend. And so I think maybe he punts it far left, but maybe they were covering to the right, and so it created like a cutback lane or something that we can kind of see here what happens. But Sipos, he does not punt this ball how he should have punted it with the coverage that they were planning to do. Now, again, maybe that was just him being a good teammate, but in hindsight, man, I think everybody was going.
That was a missed tackle too, man.
Yeah.
The game is different if that tackle happens. The game is different.
Because and you think so. I think this is the biggest. The way to beat Mahomes in the playoffs is, and I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, it can't be a close game late." I disagree. Part of me wants to beat the Chiefs by 14, 21 points tomorrow. I just don't think it's going to happen. But when I see this, 10 minutes left, they're about to score. You're going to get the ball back. You will probably score. Now they're going to get the ball with 4 or 5 minutes, and the rest is history. And so that time management and, like, again, if they have to take 6 minutes off the clock to drive down the field, then Jalen Hurts gets a chance to have the ball last, So I think is this the penalty? No, that's later in the game.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that. So to answer your question though, you had asked about Mahomes and the Eagles defense. I believe, this is just my opinion, because of this game that we're watching now, that it plays out exactly how it should. The Eagles defense is elite. There's some players on that team, on that defense that have been here before and have tasted exactly what we're watching here.
Yeah.
But then you have guys like Zach Bond, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper
Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter. I'm sorry, like
Well,
with Kansas City having a down year on the offense side of the ball, I don't know exactly how many games they won this year with like 7 points or less, or maybe even 3 points or less.
Let's pause it right here. Go ahead and pause it right here.
Pause it.
Yeah. So let's just look at number 72 in the middle of this defense. Absolute beast in his heyday. This is 35-year-old Linval Joseph. Like, this isn't 26-year-old Linval Joseph. And so I did see an awesome graphic this week where it was showing the average ages of, like, this was an old defense. They performed well. Fletcher Cox, Linval Joseph, Brandon Graham, like, they all had great years, but this was an older, slower defense. Bradbury getting older, Slay, Maddox. I'm trying to think who our linebackers were. So, yeah, we are younger and we are faster this year. And, man, I don't want to get into a whole tangent on the turf and the crappy field conditions because everybody will say both teams had to play on it, which is correct. But the strength of the Eagles' defense was our pass rush, and it's hard to pass rush when you're running in mud. And so tomorrow, it's going to be the Superdome turf. Boys should be flying around, young, aggressive. Man, I'm quite all right if we just get like an unsportsmanlike. Like, I want people to stay, safe, but like just early in the game enforce that, like, hey, we are going to set the tone on defense. We're going to run the ball. You hear so much of like they're going to stop Saquon. He's not going to go for 100 yards. Like, they're going to stop him. It's like, look up your stats on how many rushing yards the Bills had last week. Like, they're giving up 140 rush yards per game to like teams with not as good of running games, not as good of offensive lines. And so we're moving ahead here. We're sticking on Mahomes and the Eagles defense, but you can hit play. I just wanted to highlight Linval Joseph. Again, I love Linval Joseph, but he's 35, 36 years old in this game. So like, not,
hey, you're 35, 36 years old. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You're not.
As a three technique, it's just, yeah.
Chiefs are great at using the aggressiveness of defenses against them. Ryan Lightmore. I agree. I think that Patrick Mahomes does not get he doesn't freak out. He doesn't make bad decisions when there's pressure. So when people blitz him, he has a way of making ridiculous throws. Oh, here we go.
See, that call right there, that I hope that Fangio doesn't blitz. That is one key difference is we don't blitz, almost in annoying levels of not blitzing. Like, sometimes I'm like, just get some pressure on it. Like, the key is our Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Brandon Graham coming back from injury. We need to get pressure with 4 or 5 guys. We brought 7 here and we didn't get to them. Like, if you bring 7 and you don't put Mahomes on the ground, you're going to give up a touchdown. Like, go ahead and book that. And so put a third stringer to lay out Mahomes. That's what I'm talking about.
Another thing, though, that you will not see tomorrow is Sky Moore catching a touchdown pass.
Yeah. But they got like a DeAndre Hopkins, like, who he hasn't done much lately, but I'm like, man, I would not be shocked if he leads them in receptions and receiving yards tomorrow. Like, he's been waiting for this game his entire life. And so, I would almost prefer Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney over Hollywood Brown and what did I just say? D-Hop. Okay, let's move along let's go Hurts versus the Chiefs D. Spags, everybody's been talking about it on every national show, on every network this week. The Chiefs are going to blitz. They're going to bring pressure. How's Hurts going to handle it? What do you think about that matchup? Who's going to win the matchup between Spagnuolo and the blitz, or is Jalen Hurts going to dial it up?
Well, so the Chiefs defense, they rank 4th in the league, allowing only an average of 17 points per game. They only concede an average of like 324 yards, and looks like they received a regular season grade of 75.5, which puts them at 14th in the league. I think this game, if you were to put it on anyone's shoulders, it's on Jalen Hurts. Is Jalen Hurts able to make the throws when he's under pressure that Mahomes can make? Because Saquon, he's going to have his runs. He's going to but then he's also going to get stopped. But Jalen Hurts feels like the wild card. So I think that we know what Spags will do, but it doesn't matter because if Jalen Hurts is off, it just doesn't matter. And then I feel like Spags, if Jalen Hurts is off, Spags knows how to take even further advantage of that and make it worse. And so I think that it will either be Hurts, like Hurts is the catalyst in the win or the loss of this game. What about you?
I think it really is going to come down to our O-line. The thing, as we just saw tush push, you can pause it here. So we're being true to our YouTube.
Can you give the little spiel here real quick, and I'll be right back.
So the tush push is such a big part of our offense, but really it's a mindset of we are going to enforce our will through our offensive line. So one thing that has me a little nervous is the back injury for Cam Jurgens and the knee for Landon Dickerson. Like those two things, if we're having to use 3 or 4 different combinations, even if they go out for a little bit, do we have to put a new center in there, ball security, all that stuff that we've done so well this year? I'm just hoping that those two guys in the middle can hold up well. But I mean, this is probably Jalen Hurts' best game throwing the ball of his career. When you see some of the tight window across the field throws that he was making in this game, like he played. Oh no, YouTube shut you down. Did they? No, it's Bob Dole. It's paused, so that might be, maybe YouTube did shut us down. I don't know. Bob, I'm curious if YouTube actually shut us down or if it's just because it's paused. That might be what we're thinking. I don't have it right now. We're just going to keep rolling. And when Booker gets back.
Ready to start it?
Bob Dole. Oh, they did for a violation. So I think YouTube might have shut us down.
Oh my gosh, really?
So let's just. My intention originally was just to watch this, the two of us. This is a nice perk, but let's go ahead and just go the double box for the two of us, and we can watch it on our own devices.
YouTube shut us down. How many people do they have working at YouTube to freaking? It's 28 like, people watching this, including our buddy Ryan Lightmore and Bob Dole, and they're just like, we need to shut this party down.
All right, I'm gonna just find the game here because YouTube. We're gonna continue to watch this game, but it's different. I think if we're watching it than if we're, broadcasting the game. That's probably where it's all right.
Yeah,
kind of figured that was.
We're new to this, so we're trying to figure out how to do this well.
All right, so we were fourth quarter. Eagles are driving. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. We'll just.
Yeah, if you can find so
I was talking while I'm queuing this up. I was talking about the Eagles' offensive line, and Cam Jurgens, his back injury, Landon Dickerson, his knee. Those two guys. If our 5 starting offensive line stay healthy, play the entire game, then I could see a double-digit beatdown happening because I do not think the Chiefs are going to be able to stop our run game one iota.
I don't think so.
They might stop it early, but like Saquon's best halves have been the second half at pretty much every game this year, other than like maybe last week where he busted off an 80-yard run to start the game. But like pretty much every game, he's gotten stronger and better. That O-line wears people down, and I would expect that happen. I think it gets overblown. Keep Mahomes off the field, limit time of possession. Like he's gonna, because I think it gets overblown thinking like, oh, he's gonna get rusty. He's gonna come out and throw a bunch of interceptions because you held the time. I don't think that's the case. I think the Chiefs are still going to be efficient, but that defense, if you wear down the Chiefs defense, I think back to we're really going back now to the Eagles versus Patriots Super Bowl that they won. We got a late stop on Tom Brady to seal that game. So that was Brandon Graham, Chris Long strip sack to end that game. So that's where I see, hey, we're going to commit to the run. Oh yeah, AJ Brown first down. But yeah, I think we're going to commit to the run. But I also think Jalen Hurts, I have zero doubts that Jalen Hurts is not going to come out and play one of his best games of the year, possibly his career. I think there's a fire that burns in this man's belly. Like he played well enough in this game to win. Look at the start of Devontae Smith. The only problem is we scored too quickly,
Yep.
But man, we were hyped. So 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We were hyped. 40. This is like a 50-yard bomb down the sideline to Devontae Smith. Just easy catch at the 4-yard line, but 5 minutes left. Again, those of you just joining, we were talking about they are tush pushing from the 2.5-yard line, and they get it. I don't know. They might call us down short, and I know that guy gives us to us. So 5 minutes, 15 seconds left. Chiefs are about to get the ball. This is starting to get emotional.
Well, you got to go for 2, obviously here, right? Yeah.
Yeah. We tied up, and then they're gonna go down and win it on a field goal. The penalty call is coming. So
that's right.
Okay, so we covered Mahomes versus Eagles D, Hurts versus Chiefs D. We kind of just touched on Saquon. Do you have any thoughts on Saquon? Do you think that Saquon goes over 100 yards? Does he go over 120? What kind of day do you think Saquon has?
Just so you know, I want you to look at Bob Dole has a question there that you should look at while I answer this and formulate your answer. So I think he goes over 100, but I think that he will not go far over 100. I don't think that he'll be the game changer. I think that Spags knows what we all know, and that's that like Saquon has had a record year. If you let that guy run on you, it's going to open up Jalen Hurts to do whatever he wants. So I think that Spags will scheme against Saquon Barkley, stop him, and force Hurts to beat him.
But how? How do you think he does that?
Well, he's got some studs on that D line, doesn't he?
You hear? I've heard a lot this week about saying he's gonna run blitz, like first down. He'll bring the blitz on first down, try and get us in 2nd and 11. Why I'm smirking is because I one thing that was music to my ears recently is you can hear, oh yeah, we're gonna put 8-9 guys in the box. The beauty of when you do that is all you have to do is get past those 8 or 9 guys and 70-yard run. And so like every team this year has said, you know what? Yeah, we're going to stuff the box. Like these guys are just running the ball. Like we're going to stuff the box. And that actually has led to Saquon's big runs because he cuts it outside. He can beat, like he's going to be 28 years old tomorrow, but like he still has the juice to beat guys to the edge. And so I could see that though. I think they're going to blitz. They do have some good. I was listening this week of them talk about like the Chiefs have versatile D linemen. They're going to line up like several guys can line up all over the line of scrimmage. To me though, that helps more in passing situations of like, oh crap, we don't know where Chris Jones. But in like run game, I don't think lining up Chris Jones to the left or the right or middle is going to necessarily, you want that confusion, that deception more in a passing situation where we don't know where he is and then the pressure. Anyway, one thing of note, and I'll let you jump in. So 35-33, 2-point conversion. Jalen Hurts barely got this. Like, I don't remember what we were thinking. We were probably just going absolutely nuts from them scoring a touchdown. I'm going to play this again, and then I'll get to Bob Dole's question and let you chip in. So, 2-yard run here. It's just like a quarterback power. And Jalen Hurts, I mean, it's like a diving. He gets hit at the 1.5-yard line, bounces off some defenders. And do I like the play call? Not particularly. I mean, he runs probably 25 yards to get 2. But, I mean, he got it. He's a warrior. Howie Roseman fired up.
I guarantee you that, I mean, we're on the opposite side of the field, and we were so excited about that touchdown that I'm not even entirely sure that we saw that 2-point conversion play until this moment right here. So
yeah. And we're thinking 5 minutes left. Even if the Chiefs go down and score, we're going to get the ball back. Like, that's what I'm thinking here. I'm like, oh, that's a long drive. Like, that we should get the ball back. And we're getting to it. So, okay, Bob Dole got Hurts for over 25 pass attempts. Think that's a
27.5.
27.5. Let me look up one thing. So we are kicking off. I should have had this box score pulled up.
Well, here,
so yeah, in the first matchup, I got it. In the first matchup, he threw the ball 38 times. That's what I was looking for. I would bet he's gonna throw over. Yeah. Again, we are not a gambling show. We don't offer. So when I say I would bet, I mean like my hunch is that he throws over that amount. I am curious to see how many times he's done that this year. Well, the thing that go ahead.
I got something for you. So this year, Jalen Hurts averaged approximately 24.1 pass attempts per game. So under this year, under the 27.5, obviously. Last year, he averaged 31.6. Despite that decrease in pass attempts, he has maintained his career best completion percentage of 68.7. But I think it's pretty interesting that he has thrown. There's how many? What is that? 31 to 24. That's like 7 less pass attempts on average per game this year. So unless he throws over his average,
yeah. Fun fact. So his best passing game of the year, guess where it was played?
Oh, no. At the Saints.
In New Orleans, in the Superdome. 29 for 38, 311 yards. I wonder how many points they scored that day. That must have been a Saquon 4 touchdown rushing, because Jalen had no passing touchdowns and no rushing touchdowns. So that wasn't a particularly high-scoring game, if I'm remembering correctly. But, yeah, Bob Dole, I think you're safe to say on the over. You hear some people saying, hey, this might be a low-scoring game. I just don't buy it. These two teams are too good, and they have good defenses. But, I mean, in this game, they had in 57, they had good defenses. I think these quarterbacks are too good. I think at least one team is going over 30 points. We'll get to that here soon, but yeah, I think the Eagles are putting up 30 points at least on the Chiefs.
What I want to know, Bob Dole, if you're listening still, I'd love to know because I'm perceiving that, or assuming that you're a betting man based on your question. Is there a Vegas line on over-unders of tush pushes tomorrow? Because I mean they bet on the Super Bowl coin flip, so I'm sure there's a tush push over-under. I'd be interested in hearing that, and if he's betting on that. So,
and I think again, I go back to Cam Jurgens on. I like this last game. They were running more fakes and hard counts to try and take advantage of aggressive defenses. I'm like, the second half of this game, sure, you run as many tush pushes over Cam Jurgens' back as needed to get the Super Bowl win. But like first quarter, like, okay, maybe go hard count, maybe like you, but again, they're gonna, I don't imagine a world where if it's 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, like they're gonna go and line up and run it. Like, so yeah, I don't know what that prop is at on tush pushes, but you were right, Bob. It's never going to go the way we planned, and so we're excited. We are 10 minutes away on the East Coast from it being Super Bowl Sunday. So we're on the West Coast. We got to wait another 3 hours. There's a FanDuel Swifty. You're awesome, man.
Lord have mercy.
So I paused the game here. We've got 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. The Chiefs are at the 50-yard line. Again, when we're watching this game, we're like, oh, they're going to score. Here goes Pacheco, big run. We're like, they're going to score. Eagles got 2 timeouts. Like, the anxiety at this point in the game was like real intense. I need to like try and go back and see if we can find some pictures, but like probably peak levels of anxiety, because now it's like this is it. Like, this is the crunch time. Chiefs are driving. But I think at that point we were still probably like, they haven't stopped us all day. And so like, if the Eagles get the ball back, we're gonna score. We got 3 minutes and we're at the 40-yard line. Man,
do you want to, like, while that's happening, you know what I wish we had prepared?
Yeah. No, I don't know. But go ahead.
The video of me participating in a dance contest with like a 12-year-old.
No. Probably 6 or 8. Don't give yourself that much credit. He was like, you had no chance.
I had no chance.
No chance.
As like a 6'2", 33-year-old man in a Alibaba hat against like a 6-year-old Eagles fan.
I think it was like a Mummers hat. It was like a full-blown.
Let me see. I'm going to see if I can find a picture of that.
Yeah. I can definitely find it. I'll send you some, and you can probably get it.
Yeah, you can send them to me. I'll get them posted up here, and also I can even see if I can get the video.
So this was a huge play in the game. So I'm going to just rewind here. So we're at 1st and 10, 2 minutes, 55 seconds left on the 44-yard line. Mahomes runs for like a 20-yard scramble. This to me is one of the biggest X factors tomorrow, because Mahomes he's not a running quarterback, but in the playoffs, he runs like probably 10 times more than he does in the regular season. Like, he runs a lot in the playoffs. And I think that's in part why he's such a winner in the playoffs. He makes plays like, hey, it's not there. I'm going to scramble and nobody's expecting me to do it. So like, he's almost too good. He's not a Lamar Jackson where you have to put a spy on him every single play. I do like that the Eagles drop into zone a lot. And so they should have eyes on quarterback of, hey, I'm in my zone. I'm watching receiver, watching the quarterback. I think that should help. But that is a huge, especially if this game is close, second half. Can we stop those ridiculous Mahomes scrambles for 25 yards out of nowhere? So we're at the 2-minute warning. Tie ball game.
Warning. So I'm a little ahead of you.
Okay, I can pause.
No, it's okay. There's a play that I want to talk about, the difference in this game, and I didn't notice it when we were there, but the difference in this game, the difference between Kansas City and the Philadelphia Eagles in this game. Like, I just think that Nick Sirianni got out-coached, and not just outplayed. So 1:36. No. Goodness gracious. So sorry. So it's 1:48 left. 1st and 10. The Chiefs are on the 10-yard line. It's a handoff. And can you remind me who the running back was for the Kansas City Chiefs in that Super Bowl?
It was Pacheco. Pacheco.
So I don't know if this is Pacheco or not. Number 1 runs the ball, and he has the opportunity to score. with a minute 48 to go. He can walk into the end zone.
I think you're a little ahead of me now.
I'm ahead of you. So yeah. Like a minute 48 left is when this play happens. 1st and 10 on the 10-yard line. Did you notice this when we were there? You should watch this play. That's the difference between the Eagles and the Chiefs, man.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I'm skipping an ad now.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
The guy, Pacheco, presumably, slides. He can walk in. He slides at the 1-yard line on 1st and 10.
Yeah, because we could get a touchdown and go for 2. Yeah,
that is such situational awareness.
Yeah,
most players are running that ball in. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Actually, I did not notice that.
Okay, so but you missed this at the 148. This is the big penalty, actually.
Oh, that's not Pacheco, man. Is that McKinnon?
Yeah, that would probably be Jerick McKinnon.
Yeah, that was McKinnon. He slid at the 1.
I'm at 148, and they just called the penalty on Bradbury.
Yeah.
Again, the problem with this play is he grabbed Jersey and he held him early in the route. But then the second time, it's the hand on hip. So like the hold was so early in the play. Like, let me see this Jersey grab. Like by the time Mahomes, and again, people will say, Chiefs fans will get on here and get angry. The ball was so far over. Look at Mahomes. Like, it just the ball was not going to be catchable. But I heard this recently where it's like the refs are rarely going to say a ball is not catchable with NFL wide receivers, but that ball was not going to be caught. The problem is they let the boys play the whole game. They weren't calling these kind of ticky-tack things. Was there a slight grab of the jersey? Yes. But they weren't calling this stuff. And then when the game is on the line, this, like, I'm not usually a guy who's like, oh, the refs controlled the outcome. This 100%. But now I'm curious to see how this call and then what you're just describing. I'm not even there yet. I'm still looking at Mahomes' smug face pointing to the okay, yeah, here goes 1. And yeah, he slides down. Yep.
That's incredible situational awareness.
But honestly, I hear you on that. But at 3rd and 8, if they kick a field goal here, that's good situational awareness by him. But you cannot throw that flag to give them a first down and ice the game. I'm curious on this play if I'm gonna watch it again here. Do the Eagles like intentionally try to let him score?
That's possible. It looks like it. Guys are slowing down.
Yeah, they did. So 43 guard. Yeah, they all kind of like you could tell they took a foot off the gas, and it just great situational awareness.
If he scores there, I bet you it's a different. There's so many little moments in this game where if it goes just like differently, it was such a close game. This game, the outcome is different.
Yep.
The Eagles win.
Yeah, they played. That's where again people say about Jalen Hurts. Yep. Now they're showing the hold again. You just cannot make that call. Eagles cornerbacks wear white gloves tomorrow. I implore you.
Please.
Again, Quinyon has been, if there's anything for me, and I'm not nervous, I'm like, we played well enough to beat this team 2 years ago. We've since the bye week, we've been the best team in the NFL, like pretty much bar none. And so I'm very optimistic and confident, but there's always, how confident can you be going into a Super Bowl and trying to take down a dynasty and the refs and the Swifties and just all that stuff. But like, I really am like confident. I think we have the better team. We're prepared. The chip on the shoulder from this game 2 years ago. But we do have. I am just curious. Back to that conversation of does our defense play? Does our defense play up to where they've been all year, or do they take a step back? We will see. But man, I remember this penalty in the stadium, and we were around pretty heavy Birds fans. We were just it was so deflating. It was so like you're just like, wow, they just threw a penalty to ice the game.
Yep. Yeah, that was kind of when we knew it was not going to go, barring like a missed field goal from short. It was gonna go the Chiefs' way, unfortunately. Yep. That was a really depressing walk back to the car. I'm not going to lie.
Incredibly, yeah, that was
like the excitement of being at the Super Bowl, but then realizing that like, and I'm not even an Eagles fan like you are, but like to know that your team did not take it home, like that would have been the icing on the cake. It's possible that we would have been thrown into like Scottsdale prison that night if Scottsdale jail if the Eagles had won. But that was so sad, man. That was so sad.
Yeah, just heartbreaking because we played well enough to win.
Yep.
But that's a lot of Super Bowls. That's imagine the Patriots back in the day losing to Eli Manning because his receiver catches a ball off his helmet. Like I saw that play this week, and I'm like, oh my gosh, could you imagine losing? Like, I'm not even going to get into a whole Eli Manning first ballot Hall of Famer. So yeah, Chiefs just iced it. They probably take it down to 0. We don't even get the ball back right yet. Down to.
I honestly, man, like I know that you're going to get into the question of like who wins. I'm not an Eagles fan, but I cannot help but think that like the Eagles are the team of destiny this year. The way the pieces have fallen for them, and just like the revenge of that Super Bowl heartbreak.
Oh yeah,
it would take an act of God for the Chiefs to win, or an act of 3 or 4 zebras.
Yeah, 3 or 4 zebras. Yep. Yeah, even playing on the the Superdome turf, I'm excited. I cannot wait for tomorrow. We are officially Super Bowl Sunday on the East Coast.
Come on, baby!
Any Eagles fans out there watching that can't sleep because the Birds play in, let's see, it'd be 12 hours plus 3, so 15 and a half hours till Super Bowl. I don't even know if I want to sleep tonight, man. I am like crack open another garage beer. Not sponsored, but man.
You know what I kind of want to do?
What?
I kind of want to pause. Like we can continue with the episode. I kind of want to just start an X Spaces. It's the night before the Super Bowl. Let's just see who's on and ready to like participate.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have the time.
One more time. We'll probably wrap it up here soon, but say that one more time.
I was just going to say it would be fun to do an X Spaces tonight, the day before the game.
Yeah. I won't have time to do that tonight. You're welcome to jump on there and see what's popping. But yeah, I will need to wrap it up here fairly soon. So
that's just fine.
Man, well, we relived 2 years ago. Let's hope tomorrow is different. That's all. So finish the job. Go Birds. One more sleep. It is officially Super Bowl Sunday on the East Coast, and we're excited. I can't wait to watch the game tomorrow, today, depending on which clock you're looking at. But until next time, follow us on X at SidelineFFPod, at TSP_Booker, at TSP_Kevin. We'll be, I'm sure we'll have lots to say tomorrow. I don't have plans to hop on tomorrow night.
We probably will. If the Birds win, are we not going on X Spaces?
If they win, then that might be needed. If they lose, then you probably won't hear. I might need to take like 2 months off the pod. So
I'll just run it. I'll run it from
you
there.
Just run it. So All right. Have a good night, everybody. We'll till next time. Bye.
Until next time. Thank you, Bob Dole. Thank you, Ryan Lightmore. And thank you, Luke Sawhook.
That's right. Shout out Luke Sawhook. Go follow him.